Do we need to use nuclear energy to prevent climate change? More and more scientists and environmental activists are saying so in present years, but there are many people who are against the usage of nuclear energy. In 2020 alone, 84% of the world's primary energy came from fossil fuel power plants, 33% from oil, 27% from coal, and 24% from natural gases. Only about 16% of our global energy were from renewable energy sources such as hydroelectric, solar, wind, wave, bio, and geothermal power. As a result, we basically rely on coal, oil, and gas to keep our civilization stable, which makes it really tough to transition to something different. One of the most impactful things we can do to escape fossil fuels without plunging humanity into the past is to electrify as many things as possible. Every developed country that can afford to convert from fossil fuels to electricity needs to do so. Why do we rely on electricity so much? It is because we can produce electricity with low-emission technologies like solar, wind and wave power, so electricity is the most secure option when making such transitions. However, there are several problems to transitioning from fossil fuels, one of which being the fact that in most areas in the world, the electricity is still created mainly from burning fossil fuels, and not only that, the electricity usage from the last 20 years increased immensely by around 75%. While we are installing more environmentally friendly energy renewables, we are also spitting greater amounts of greenhouse gases because of burning fossil fuels. Because we still use plenty of fossil fuels, our renewable energy methods have not been able to catch up with the demand for new electricity. So, despite our perseverance, emissions from electricity are still rising around the globe. The other alternative to fossil fuels is nuclear energy. Even though it's not renewable, its minuscule greenhouse gas emissions barely compete to the mass burning of fossil fuels. Countries with the lowest carbon electricity in the world get most of their electricity from nuclear or hydropower. Take France as an example. In France, only around 10% comes from fossil fuels, 67% from nuclear power, and 23% from renewables, primarily from hydroelectric power. Because of the lack of investment and innovation in the past several decades, the majority of the world's nuclear reactors are really old technology that is tremendously expensive to replace. Countries like South Korea, China, Russia, and India can construct new nuclear power plants quickly. Generally, the current generation of nuclear power plants are more expensive to build and preserve than most fossil fuel substitutes. There are also the fear of nuclear meltdowns and nuclear waste, like the Chernobyl accident. Considering these uncertainties, some people want to get everyone to forget about nuclear power and focus on renewables. However, renewables still have their own massive challenges to overcome before they can acquire the majority of the electricity grid. Most renewables rely on things that need to happen in order to generate electricity. It's not always windy, and it's not always sunny. In fact, greenhouse gases are the reason why it's not sunny all the time. To make renewables reliable, we would need colossal storage capacities to save the electricity that we collected when the wind was at its peak for a rainy day. Before this is possible, other sources of electricity will need to provide us the power needed to keep humanity intact. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.